Welcome to Tabletop Gaming Guild. Tabletop Gaming Guild is all about the experiences and memories that playing tabletop games with friends and families can create. Today, I've had a cup of coffee, have a little bit of a buzz going for Apiary because we're playing bees. Oh, you don't like my dumb puns? So,
please behave.
I was trying to come up with something on the spot, but I'm not fast enough.
You're just too sweet.
Good one.
Good night, everybody.
So, Apiary is a worker placement style game where you are playing space bees. And I will go through some of the basics. One of the important things is you're going to have workers, and how many workers and their strength is going to be determined by which of the two factions you choose, but we'll get into that in a minute. So the key thing is, on your turn, you can either place a worker or retrieve all your workers. If you place a worker, you're going to be putting in one of the action spots on the board, and I'll go through each one, starting with the Explore action. So if I were to place a 1 strength worker in the Explore action, I will get to do that action at a 1 strength. However, if the next person goes, and they also go there, my worker is bumped over, and you notice there's a little plus sign, so even though he played a 1 strength worker, he's going to get 2 strength to spend on the action. Anytime a worker is bumped, it goes back, so if he was to go there, it would bump mine. It would go back to me. Now I have a decision. I can either return it to my active pool of workers and increase its strength by 1. That was supposed to be increased by 1, but I'll figure that out in a second.
So you can right click and set it to a value if nothing else.
So you can either do that, or you can put it in your landing area without increasing its value. I'll go into the importance of landing area when I talk about retrieving workers. So we'll hold off on that for now. Just know those are your 2 options. Okay, so let's talk about the Explore action. When you take the Explore action, you get to move this queen ship equal to the strength of your action. And you can only move orthogonally, and I don't believe you can backtrack.
Nope, you can't.
So, whatever square you land on, you take the little token and keep it on your player board, but you immediately get the reward shown. Most of them are either resources, points, or cards. And there's 2 types of points in this game, but we'll get into that. After you take that reward, you would flip one of these planet cards, and you notice there are blank squares at the top. Sometimes they'll have pre-printed squares, but the first thing you have to do is you pick one of the resources, one of the basic resources. So it's either the fiber, water, or pollen, and put it into one of the empty squares, and then you get the reward of whatever resources are shown in those squares. So if this is the second time somebody's gone there, there might actually be 2 resources. You get both of them. Once the squares are filled, you don't put any more, you just get the resources shown. The other important thing is every action has a special bonus for if you use a 4 strength worker. In the Explorer function, that means that if any of these planets that you land on have a text at the bottom, that activates if you used a 4 strength worker to get there.
Yeah, and some of those bonuses are things like, do this other bonus action, or, they're usually pretty decent.
Yes. Okay, so next one to talk about is the Advance action. Same concept as far as the worker placement. If you go here, Your strength is 1 plus it has a printed value of 1. So you either take that if it's empty or take the value of whatever piece is there. And the strength determines which column you can buy from. So if you have 2 strength, you can only buy from the first column. 3 strength, you can buy anything from the first 2 columns. 5 or more strength, anything. And you also have to pay the cost, which is the resources shown in the bottom of the tile. Which is, if you look at this farm, on the top left, you're going to pay a fiber and a water. The one below it's costing you a pollen. The one below it, it's going to cost you a, not honey, but I forget what those are called.
Wax, I think.
Wax, yes. The important things of these is farms we'll get into more when we talk about pulling back your workers, but basically they're a way of generating resources, which is shown on the top. They also give you places to store resources. The recruits give you ongoing abilities. Usually they are triggered based on specific actions. So like anytime you research, if you have the genetics, you get to keep an extra card. The developments are one-time bonuses. So this nucleus will give you 2 expansions to your map.
They also usually are worth more points than the farm that recruits are too.
Yes, the number on the left side, like this 2 on the biochem, is the points it's worth. After you've bought, everything would shift to the left and refill.
I can't remember, is there a limit on how many things you can buy?
1. Yeah. Pay printed cost to gain 1 tile from the column. It says it right up above.
Yeah, I think there's somebody else that gives you, like one of the blue guys can give you the ability to buy 2 or something like that, yeah.
And there's other ways to get tiles from here. The other important thing is if you use a 4 strength worker, you get 3 points on top of getting the action. Next we'll talk about convert, and we'll talk about the 4 strength ability first. So if you take the 4 strength action, you can pick any of the tokens from this pile and put it in under the cost related to doing the dance, and you'll put your little one of your tokens there on the.
Ooh, that's a bad dance. I would never do that one.
No, that would be terrible. So basically, you put a token on here showing you're the one that taught this dance. And in the future, anybody can run this dance, but every time somebody runs this dance, you get a favor, which is one of the 2 types of points. This would be really terrible because it'd cost you a honey and a favor to get a honey.
Yeah.
You can only ever teach 1 dance each. So once you've taught one, you can never teach another one.
Yep, that means one of us will not be able to teach a dance.
Correct. The other thing you get from this section, this action, is you get to spend, perform actions according to your strength. So if you use a 3 strength worker, you get 3 actions, and those actions can be spent on dances, on these transformations listed here. So you can change one of your cards, so get a new card. You can change any one basic resource for another one. You can buy wax, or you can buy honey. Wax and honey are more valuable resources, so they're harder to get. Now, the one other thing is, if you do teach a dance, you get to run that once for free. Carve, it's pretty straightforward. You only can do it with a 4 strength worker, but you get one of these tiles that's endgame scoring, and they usually can be quite a few points. But they always cost honey, which is hard to get. Next we have grow. So the 4 strength worker allows you to upgrade your faction tile. So If you notice on the 2 faction tiles we gave you, they both have a reverse side that that basically increases the scoring you can potentially get from that. Then you get to do whatever actions according to the strength of your worker. And for 1 strength, you can convert 1 pollen to get a new bee or worker at a 1 strength. Or for 2 strength, you can trade 2 resources to get a new extension on your board. And you can do multiple actions as long as the total strength you're using does not exceed the strength of your worker. The last action is research. Now, research will allow you to draw cards, these seed cards, which I'll flip one just so you can see, equal to the strength of your worker. You only get to keep 1 regardless of the strength of your worker and discard the rest. If these cards can be used several ways. On the top right, it shows that you can always just spend it as a basic resource. You can also, as a free action anytime, use it for the ability text on the top. Or if you take a plant action, which most commonly can be done by using a 4 in this research area, you could plant the card under your mat. So you notice there's a couple spots to put it. And that's endgame scoring. So you'll notice on your map you have 2 slots for seed cards, plus 2 that are grayed out. Those 2 that are grayed out become unlocked once you've expanded your map. Next, we'll talk about pulling back your workers. When you retrieve your workers, you retrieve all your workers that are on the board and all workers in your landing area, which is why landing area is important. You then pick them all up 1 strength and get to activate 1 farm on your player board, so one of these green tiles, for each bee. They can never activate the same. Each one has to activate a different tile. And that's a good way to get a lot of resources really quickly. And that's one reason you might want to put workers in your landing area rather than your active pool, because that gives you more workers you can farm with. If you have to recall a worker or it's bumped and it's already 4 strength, it hibernates. So basically it goes back into the general resource on the side of the board, out of the game for now, and you get a bonus in the hibernation comb. So you put one of your little hibernation markers into one of these spots in the hibernation comb and get the bonus immediately. The important thing is that one of the ways the game can end is either all these hibernation comb spots are filled, or one player has used all of their hibernation tokens. Then there's lots of ways we score. One of them is area control for this hibernation card. So you notice the one on the left. Whoever has the most there is going to get 5 points. Middle is going to get 7. The second most is going to get 2. And on the right side, whoever has the most is going to get 3 points.
I can't remember what happens when you're tied. I think nobody gets it. I don't think it's friendly ties, but I can't remember.
No, I'm pretty sure it's friendly ties. I can look that up. I don't have the actual physical game with me. It's up in the wrong state right now.
In the case of a tie, the tie players with more active workers on the board or the docking mat wins.
Well, that's
for
overall
like
tie.
Overall tie. If multiple players are tied for first place, they share all points for that sector rounded down, and no player receives for being in the second. E.g.,
That's
13 total divided between 2 players result 6 for each player, and no for second place. Multiple players are tied for second place. They share the second place for that sector rounded down.
Okay. So other things that score. Hive mat, if it's completely full. Actually, there's a couple things I didn't talk about hive mat. Anytime you place a tile that you bought onto a hive mat, you get the reward for whatever you cover. And when you place extension, they can extend out beyond the edge of your board. They just have to touch something that you've already built. But if you ever have your map completely filled, you get 8 points at the end of the game. For each extension you have completely filled, you also get 8 points. You get points from all your tiles. You get points for all your carve bonuses, which is your gold tiles. You get points from cards you planted. You get points for how far you've advanced on this Queen Favors track on the bottom of the board. And obviously you get your basic points. And faction abilities will generally give points as well. Oh yeah, there's one other thing. Your faction also has some storage. And it also gives you your starting workers and your starting resources. So let's look at the Utel or whatever it's called. So
Yeah.
you'll notice it has ability. Whenever you explore a planet, you gain a resource. So if you do explore action. It also starts with 3 workers, one's at a 2 strength and 2 at 1, and has storage for a whole bunch of resources. It's a little hard to tell on this map which resource you start with.
It's the ones that are highlighted green.
Yeah.
So if you played Utel, you would start with a honey or a wax.
Normally it specifies which of the 2 you start
Oh,
with.
it's going to be wax on this one.
Okay.
Because it's the one that's brighter on there.
Yeah, it's just a little hard to tell on that one to tell which one's brighter.
I don't know. Like, that one I think is plant. That one there is definitely wax then.
So Sime is pretty easy. You either get a fiber and a water to start with. One other minor note: if you bump somebody else, and it causes them to hibernate, so if they have you bump a 4, they get to do their hibernate action before you complete your action.
Assuming they don't send it to the loading area.
Yes. If
There is one thing. If you have no bees, because all of your bees hibernated, you get a free 1 power bee.
Yes. Which I don't think I've seen happen, but I haven't played this that many times.
I think I had somebody do that intentionally.
Yeah.
They're like, oh.
I think it's only going to happen if people do it intentionally. So, let's
You can never buy a bee, but with my map, I'm not going to have that problem. Mine just gives me free bees.
Before we get going, I am not doing well, so I'm going to leave it to you guys. I just didn't want to interrupt the teach in the middle of it if you guys wanted to continue and just edit me out at this point. Because I'm not feeling good.
Oh, all right.
Well, feel better. So let's get back to this. I don't care too much for either of the factions I have. This Pullman is one of the basic starter ones. Oria is more interesting, but if I had your board, I would definitely take that one. Because that's the one that, you get bonuses every time you get your 4th worker.
Yeah.
So,
I'm going to take the one that has fewer workers because that's fine by me. I think I'll be getting workers other ways.
yes.
And I start with 2 wax. And I can at any time convert wax into whatever I want of the basics.
I start with a fiber and a water. Okay, my first action is going to be to get a farm. Because I get points for having farms next to my faction. I will take this farm.
Other than trading and converting, is there another way of getting wax? Hibernation bonus.
There's a few ways. Sometimes the cards, sometimes...
Yeah.
I don't see anything like showing right now, but sometimes you can get it from development cards, and there's lots of ways.
All right.
I don't see it.
You're good then? All right.
Oh, just for the viewers, I did forget one rule. where if you can't fit all your resources, you lose the excess ones, but you get
Yep.
advance on the queen's favor track for each one you lose.
Yep. Actually, let's go ahead and remove red from there. We don't need him down there in the queen's favor or here for scoring.
Oh.
And that means also, yeah, there we go. I now only have 2 points instead of 3 points.
Yeah, and so it did have me starting as first player.
Yep. All right. So yeah, I went with the Cassie one. Lets me convert wax into any 3, and I start with a 2 and a 1. And you know what? I think I'm gonna go also do advance. I'm gonna take the advantage of, you know what? That I can do a development right now. I'm gonna do a nucleus one here. It gets me 2 board expansions right now. That seems pretty good. And do I want to get myself a B already or a resource? I think, we'll go here and I'll take a pollen.
Okay, I am going to explore. I'm just going to take the bonus that gives me 2 cards. These cards are cool.
Yeah.
Okay, not a great resource generator, but it has a 4 strength for 4 strength workers. I will get a fiber, put it there, and it gives me a fiber resource. And I will play this card. So I'll teach a dance. Get my little piece on teach this dance for the honey maker. So people can shake their honey maker. Ooh. So how do I want to do this? I want to spend a card and a water for the cost.
Do you even have a second card to spend?
Yes, I got 2 cards from that.
Oh.
So I spend this card, which is expensive, but that's alright. And a water. And I get a honey.
So I am also going to go over here to explore. So I'm exploring with 3.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to go up here and get the double pollen.
Okay.
Oh, come on. I got a lame planet. I got an even lamer planet.
Yep.
Alright, I'm also going to get planned out of that, I guess. And, so I'm going to be discarding 1 pollen. So that's going to get me 1 queen's favor.
I am going to advance, so this guy comes down. I will put him in the landing area. And I'm going to buy this 1 cost farm. It's going to go here, which is going to get me a pollen. Pollen is going to go there. I do have to spend the fiber. And that's my turn.
I don't like any of those farms out there. Isn't there a way to, like, wipe out of an area?
There are, like, some of the hibernation things will let you do that.
That's right. That's like, yeah, that one wipes out. Yep, that's what those 3 are. I was trying to remember what those were.
Don't forget that 3-player section is not available for us.
Yep. All right. Well, I only have 2 workers, so I gotta pull mine back. And I don't have any farms, so nothing happens there. Probably not the best play, but you know what? I'm doing it. I've thrown my idea into it. I was like, yeah, why not? Let's just see what happens. All right, that's it for me.
Honestly, I'm doing the same thing, but I have farms.
Yep.
It's not the most efficient use, but this is gonna be a pain changing these. But 3 strength, and he comes back. But it does speed the game. The more you do pullbacks, the faster the game ends up being, because you get closer to hibernating pretty quickly. So I get a resource of my choice and a point. I get the point, and the basic resource I choose is going to be water.
Oh, I had like a whole thing I was going to do. I didn't want to keep the plant. I wanted to keep that third pollen. Mind if I just go and pull that back?
That's fine.
Yeah, because I had like a whole plan. There you go. There was a reason why I was doing it. I was like, just got whatever. All right. Anyway, my turn.
Yes, it is.
All right. There was a method to my madness. All right. So 3. That lets me buy from this column here. This guy here costs 3 pollen. I'm going to buy him. And we're going to drop him here and get myself a 1 power bee as well. And that's going to cost me all 3 of these pollen.
All done?
Yep, that's fine.
I'm going to advance with my 3 strength, which allows me to buy from any column. I am spending 1 pollen for researcher.
Hmm. Well, that would have been useful for me in turn 1 there.
Yep. So I'm going here, spending the pollen. And I get a fiber, which James calls Twizzlers or something like that. Okay, so now every time I do an expansion, I get a seed card, which is cool. Go ahead.
Whenever you build a tile adjacent to me, gain a seed card. Alright, so now I'm going to drop my 3 power here onto research. And I'll draw 3 cards. And keep 2 of them.
Oh, you have an upgrade that allows you to keep 2. Yep.
Yeah, that's the researcher I just picked up, yeah.
Nice.
Alright, so I think I'm going to put this one back. I mean, they're all pretty decent. I like that one. But I'm going to play this one right now. I draw 2 of these tiles. I get one, and then you get the other one, basically.
Nice.
See, I'm a good person. Plus 1 B. Oh, come on. Like, I don't need B income.
Okay, let me just check, because the symbols are very similar. So that's increase a worker's strength by 1.
Oh, does that increase the worker's strength by 1?
Yes.
You know, I think I'll just take the point generation.
Oh, I'm very happy with that. Yeah, go here and get a fiber. Do you know what I'm gonna do?
Regret all your life decisions that have brought you to this point in time?
Not at all. I have a couple options. Well, I do like
that's what I'm doing.
That. But I don't want to bump you necessarily. I will instead...
Why not? You should do that.
I'm going to go to grow, spend a water and a fiber. To get a faction tile to put here. Not a faction tile, but an expansion tile. And I get a card for doing a faction tile because of my expansion tile, rather. Because I have that researcher. Ooh, I like this for the end game scoring. So I'm
trying to remember. Can you bump yourself?
Yes, you can.
Because if I wanted to go to research again.
Yep, you totally can bump yourself.
Because right now I have all 4 of my seed unlock spots too.
Mm-hmm. But you don't have a level 4 worker yet to start using that. But
who says that I don't?
Well, you get one, and when you bump yourself, but
who says that I you know what? Do not underestimate the power of a level 1B, sir.
There is a lot of things that'll allow you to strengthen.
Yeah, like the worker I place this turn is considered a level 4 worker.
Yep.
So it's going to let me draw 4 cards. I get to keep 2 of them, and I'll be planting one of those 2.
Nice.
And he's going to come back. Yeah, we'll go ahead and bump him up to a 4.
That's one thing in this game. It's like people take their action, and you think, okay, they're done, but you can't necessarily assume they're done because you don't know what cards they have.
Yep. Well, I definitely don't want to plant that one. Yeah, I might actually do that one. Play that one now. Which one do I want to plant then? That seems like that one, not a bad one. So I'm going to plant this one here. I don't know how we want to...
Yeah, it can just go anywhere.
Yeah, I'll just put them underneath here. Just build them across.
So that's 2 points per hibernation token, is I think. Yes.
Yep. I should have kept that +1 farm, but oh well. And then I'm going to discard these 2. And I'm going to be playing that one. Come on. There we go.
First.
But yeah, so I'm going to spend my plant that I just got. And I'm then going to move the bee and explore. Man. Card, points, or pollen. And you know what? Let's just go points. Be lame. I mean, that is supposed to be the point of the game, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, gets me 2 points. And let's see what planet I got. Something cooler. Collect farm from up to 3 of your farms. No, that is not cooler. And then I put the fiber on there. Alright. That's my turn.
Okay. Do I want to... Yeah, I'm going to explore. So I go 2 spaces. I will go get a card. Oops, wrong button, but that's fine. And then I get to flip another lane planet. What do I need? I have fiber, so let's get a water. Put a water on there. And then get a water.
Alright. I mean, I have an engine, so I'm just going to go and do it. I'm bumping my bee off and dropping the 4 on research. So I could draw 4 again and plant 1.
Nice.
I mean, I'm doing something. I don't know if what I'm something is good or not, but I'm doing something. Yeah, do you want? That seems good. I'm definitely planting that one. 2 points per planted card. Yeah. Yes, thank you. Although, wait, oh no. Wait, no, maybe not that one. Yeah, nope, not that one. That one's, no, you're lame. I spoke too soon. 3 points per expansion board. That's better. So, discard that one. You want something else? Keeping that one as a potential for a 3rd plant. Why not? All right.
Okay, I'm gonna retrieve my workers, which means I get to run my 3 farms. I'll pick them up after. So my 3 farms give me a resource of my choice, which is going to be water. They give me a point, and I get 1 extra tick on my workers. So basically, I can tick them all up once, and then one of them I can tick up twice. And you can go ahead.
All right. You know what? I think I'm going to explore. Guess we'll go here, and I'll take the water for that. Well, do I have to decide what the wild is before I see the planet? Or is it just kind of all at the same time?
I think so, but
Yeah.
not that it matters a whole lot, because most of the time it's going to be just empty spots you can fill. There's only a couple of them that have pre-printed resources.
Yeah, do you want? I'll just go ahead and take a pollen. That's because I'm going to be able to at least place 1 resource here, and I can just place that one for water. So, or yeah,
Up to.
not been super happy with the planets we've been getting.
Oh, okay, I can do that. Oh, I have 2 ways of doing this.
Well, you don't want to do research?
I have lots of things I can do. What I want to do is I'm going to explore with a level 4. So I am going to go. Which one do I want to do? Both of them are really good. I will go to Astra.
Yep.
I will add an extra water to it. So I get a fiber and a water. And then I get to run all 3 farms I have, which gives me a point, a resource of my choice, and I get to increase this 3 to a 4. What is the resource I want? It's going to be fiber, I guess. And I am going to plant. Oh, no, I can't plant a card. That's the other one I was decided not to do. Okay. So it's your turn.
All right. Well, I'm recalling my bees, and one of them's going to go into hibernation. You get 1 farm, which gets me 1 point. All right, and then where am I going to put my first hibernation at? Trying to decide, and I think, yeah, I gotta go with this one. It's gonna get me a wax. All right, that's it for me.
Okay. I'm going to explore with a level 4. And I'm going to go back to Fava. So I gain a level 1 worker, which I'm going to need because I'm going to run out of workers pretty quick. And then I get to plant a card, which is going to be this one that gives me a point per
farm.
farm. Yeah. Okay.
So I could do convert, and basically I net gain. So here at any time convert wax into the 3 basics. So I could like convert 2 into a wax, and then immediately as a free convert that wax back into a pollen and a plant and then something else.
Oh yeah.
Is there any limitation on how many times you can do it? Doesn't look like it.
At any time.
But I mean, it's like it's not the best use of actions, but I mean it's
Right.
there as something. I can do that to get honey. Yeah, you know what? Who cares about getting actual resources from from farming? I'm just gonna get points from my farming. Resources are overrated. So, drop 3, and I'm gonna spend a plant and a water to get 2 points every time I farm, and I'll get a level 1 bee.
Okay, so I am gonna explore again, which bumps this guy who hibernates. And I immediately have to do the hibernation, which is gonna be... I will go get a honey. Honey, honey, honey. So the honey will go here, and then I get to do an explore, which is gonna be going back here. Yep. And I get to get a pollen, a fiber and a water, which I'll place in a minute. And then I get to run 3 of my farms, which is going to get me the ability to tick up 1 of my workers. I get a resource of my choice and a point. And the resource of my choice is going to be a water. Now, key thing is I can't place... Actually, no, I'll take a fiber. Fill up the thing. I can't place one of these waters because there's nowhere to place it. So I lose it, but it gives me a queen's favor.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. So I'm going to do advance. And I will be converting this into 2 plant and the water, I guess. Actually, no, I guess into 3 plant, and I'm just spending 1 of those plants to buy it, so I'll have 2 plants left over. And I'm buying this one here. To get myself a card or a water. Let's go with getting Alright, that's I think that's it for me then.
There's so many things I want to do right now. There's too many things to do. Okay, so I am going to farm, which is going to bump your guy.
Yep.
I am buying this.
That guy was a 3. Did you accidentally send him down to 2?
I don't think I did, but I did see it was a 3, so I don't know why it changed.
Yeah.
So I'm going here, getting a card. And that cost me 2 fiber and 2 water.
Yeah, let's do this. Alright, so spending both of these, get myself a wax. And I will then break that wax to get me another pollen. Because you don't have to discard stuff until the end when you don't have storage for them, if I remember correctly.
Correct.
All right, then I will spend another set of those. Get a wax. I could do for another wax and then just have a basically stockpile for whatever I need, or do I try and get a honey now? That's what I'm thinking I need to do, is get a honey. Let's see, the ways I could get a honey is by giving you a queen's favor. I don't know how I feel on that. Also giving up a card, I don't want to give up a card for that. So I'm gonna get a honey. I'm gonna do it the 2 or.
Well, honestly, the queen's
water.
favors don't matter a whole lot until you get to the higher numbers, and nobody's really advanced.
Yeah, but it's more of I don't want to spend a card.
Yeah.
Cards I can play. I got 4 plantings. I want them for other things. Let's see. Yeah, let's go ahead and break that wax. My third, and then I'm going to get 2 pollen and a water. And then for my third one, then I will then spend those 3 to get a honey. Yep, that's it.
I'm just recalling my workers. So this guy becomes a 3 strength, but I'm using the ability farm thing to attack him to a 4 strength. But these 2 that I recall that were 4 strength both get to hibernate, which I will put my hibernate tokens here and here, which gives me 2 pollen, and I get to wipe the blue tiles. Main thing I wanted is with a pollen, though, because I forgot I need to get workers.
All right, I'm going to recover my workers. And then I get 3 points and 2 queen's favor. That's it for me.
I'm going to use a 4 to grow. So first I get to flip my faction board. So now it's worth... I am spending 2 pollen to get 2 workers. Although technically if I didn't, I would get a level 1 worker for free next turn. Okay, and I spend a fiber. I spend 2 fiber to get another expansion, which gives me a card because of my researcher or whatever he's called. Okay, interesting.
All right, so this is going to be a fun turn. I don't how that. All right, I just saw that it got like that was at a 2, and then it just got. I heard a clicking noise and it got set to 1. I don't know what happened there, but
strange.
All right. Anyway, I'm going to go and do convert. All right, so I just realized I was dumb, and I could have gotten a lot of honey, because I. Oh wait! Oh no! I have to do this with a 4. That's right.
Yes.
Which is fine. I have a 4. All right, so 4 is going to go here. That's right, and then I'm going to spend a point to get a honey.
Okay, put your little dance token on there.
Yep. All right, and then I got 3 more conversions. Can you do the dance multiple times?
Yes.
Do I want to do the dance multiple times? I mean, that'd be 4 honey.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
You only get the favor if you're somebody else is running yours, though, so.
Correct. Let's see. Well, you know what? I feel like I should at least get myself a wax because that's at least a wild. That's an extra resource and it's wild. So that's good. 2 more conversions. Yeah, do you want, let's get 1 more honey for a point. I don't know, it's 3 points to get honey really easy. Is that good, or should I spin the wax? If I spin the wax, I can get the honey without spending a point. If I won't have any resources for anything else, sure, that's fine. So spin that wax and get a 4th honey. Then, wait, no, yeah, there was a reason why I wasn't doing that. Yeah, I need that. Let's take that back here. I need to actually spin this wax. Let's see. Get a plant to pollen. All right, and I will, for that 4th honey though, I will be spending the point. All right, then, because I was like, I need to have a base, I need to have 1 resource. I don't want to spend the honey for doing this because that defeats the purpose. I'm going to spend a resource to play a second bee. A second bee has hit the board as the power 4, and I get to carve.
Nice.
We'll spend 2 honey.
Which one do you buy?
I mean, see, I could hate draft you.
Mm-hmm.
That was a thought, but that doesn't really help me any.
Right. Preparation seems pretty good for you.
Yeah, preparation and advancement are both good for me.
Yes.
And like advancement is less good for you though. I mean, irrigation is not bad for you. Food chamber. I mean, food chamber would have been hilarious, I guess, to get, but I mean that one's a lot of points, but that's also like I'm only getting that once right now, so I think that's 8 for me, and that's 8 for me, and I can. But I think this is the one I'm going to take right now. Card, water. I guess we can take water. Why not? Yep, so I'm going to spin this pollen, do that, and get this water. All right, I do believe that's it for me.
Okay. So I'm going to farm, but I'm spending this card that allows me to take up the strength of one of the worker I'm using. So it's going to become a 2-strength worker. Which gives me 3 strength, so I am buying this one for a fiber and a water. And that would be my turn.
All right, now that one just got bumped up to 3, but I have no idea. I have no idea. I'm like must be modifying these because I'm hearing the click, so I mean something's happening. I'm doing something. I just don't know what I'm doing. All right. Tempting to do research because I can just draw 2, keep 2. Nothing else that's just wild resources I could use.
F is the short key for
flipping. Yep, that's
for flipping as well as altering the.
Yep.
No,
that's what I was doing.
Okay. So that might be why if your F key is.
Yeah, I'm using WASD, so.
Huh, you might be bumping F when you hit D or something.
Maybe, yeah. All right. So the question is research or explore? Explore seems like it's risky, but I could get a card and then maybe more than one resource. Or I could just get 2 cards, which could be resources or something better. So you want? I think I'll just draw 2 cards and keep 2 cards.
Okay.
And let's see, what do I got here? No, don't want that one at the moment. Yep. And then so I'm gonna play this one here. It lets me exchange one of my farms for one of the farms on the board.
Nice.
So here we go. Instead of getting 1 point, I'm going to get 3 points.
Good. Now does that actually
And then that goes back there.
Yeah, I think it does. All set?
Yep.
Oh, that only costs 1 water, huh?
Yeah, it's cheap. That's why I bought it at the beginning when I was very poor. Because I spent all my wax on, buying one of these development cards early on.
I'm going to explore. So I get a card for that explore token. Okay, that's nice. Okay, so that's one of the ones that later is going to be a great one. I'm going to take a water. So I get a water. And then I'm going to use this one to activate 2 of my farms, which one of them is going to be just 3 points, which gets me up to 7, and the other one is going to be allow me to tick one of my guys up, which is going to be this 2. It's going to be, I think I'm a 3. And that's my turn.
All right, so I'm going to recover mine. So I got 2 hibernating. Yeah, this is going to go pretty fast here.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know what? I think I'm going to be taking the points.
Yeah, we're getting close to the end of the game already.
Yep.
We're definitely making it move quickly.
And then where am I going to put the other one? It's also going to be over here too. Yeah, I don't think anyone's going to advance very far on this on the Queen's favorite track here.
No.
Let's see. Do I get the card or the Queen's favor? I think I might as well just get the Queen's favor. Bumps me up 1 there. And that flushes this market. All right, and then I get to farm for 3, so I get 5 points and 2 more Queen's favor.
Game's gonna end relatively soon.
Yeah. All right. All right. I think that's then it. Cause yeah, I got those 3 back. I got my farm. Then my 2 hibernates and a Queen's favor, which I got. So yep, we're good.
Okay, so I am going to recall all my workers. So this one guy hibernates. So I get to put a... I guess I will get a... Actually... Yeah, I'll get a card. Interesting. This guy comes back, and this guy comes back, and they have, and then I'll get 3 points, and I get to tick both of them up. I get an extra tick because I'm doing that with a farm, and he becomes a 3 strength.
Yeah, I think I do this. Okay, so I can only afford that one. So yeah, I'll buy that. So we get a plant and water. And let's get myself one value B. I can't remember the end game trigger then. It's like, does the game instantly end?
Pretty sure it instantly ends. Why, you're not hibernating yet, right?
No. I was just curious for timing for.
Oh, you get one additional turn, including the player who triggered the end of the game. Okay, so that's important.
Yeah, that's kind of like, yeah, I was like, that is important because it's like, you know, there's decisions to be made based on that.
Mm-hmm. Are you all set? Or...
Yep, I'm done there.
So if I do that, that's 6 points. But if I do that, that's 10 points. So I kind of need to do that, but... And then I can do... that. But I don't have... I'd have to spend the only resource I have left to do that. How much... Do you have honey? You do have honey, don't you?
Yep. I might have 2 honey.
Yeah, so I will do this one.
What? Why did you think that that's an important?
I get to place this one, and I'll place it... Actually, this works out, because I get to place this one. I'll place it here, get a card. Oh, nice. That works out beautifully. I will do this to activate 2 of my farm abilities. One of them is going to get me 3 points. The other one is going to take this up to a level 4. And then I pay a resource to play this card. Which allows me to do another worker, which is going to go here. So I can move him here. I get a level 1 worker and get to plant a card. As well as I get a fiber. And I'll plant this one. That was a big point turn for me. I was actually getting level 1 workers probably wasn't a great thing.
Yeah, I think I have to plan on that happening.
That didn't work.
Yeah, I should have taken, at the beginning, I should have taken that +1 farm. Because I could have then at this point have upgraded it. Yeah, that would have worked, I think, better with like the things that I wound up doing. But
yeah.
Oh well. Alright. Yeah, considering that right now on your turn you could just end it, so I'd only have 1 more turn, and I really need to place a power 4 so I can get some more in-game scoring in one way or another. I think I have to do the recall this turn.
Okay.
And set that one to 4. And I get 3 points.
Except I'm not actually going to end it.
Yeah, but I mean, I had to just in case you did.
Okay, so... Because I ended up getting this level 1. Oh, I don't have any resources, do I?
Nope.
Okay, so I can instead... I could explore. Yeah, I will explore. go here, get a resource of my choice, which is going to be water. And then I move him out of the way and get a planet. Hey, I get a resource of my choice. And another resource. I'll get another water and a fiber. Yep, I got my last 2 turns planned out, if I get 2 turns.
Yeah, I don't think you are.
Okay.
Because I'm kicking you out here.
Okay, which forces me to hibernate.
Yep.
Which, the only thing left is I get a wax and reset the...
Yep. I mean, I really wanted that that wax, but yeah, there's no way I could get it because you're gonna reset before then. So I'm spending both my honeys here.
Oh, interesting.
And let's see, this is 8 points, 3 points. Can't get more than 6 points off of that one. I don't have any honey now, so yep, this one it is. Drop that one there. And give me another power 1B, but that's all right, doesn't matter. Yep, that's it for me then, I think. Because yeah, that's just, I get that V, and I'm not doing anything with the cards in my hand, so yep, we're good.
So I do have to recall. What I'm trying to remember...
that's why I was looking at, like, you're gonna have to recall, and then you have, and that's what's gonna end the game, so it's like...
Well, one of them has to hibernate, but I don't remember if I get anything for it to hibernate once the bonuses are gone.
I think you do.
You might get a Queen's Favor. I seem to remember something like that.
That's what I was thinking. Let's see, I'm just gonna take a look in the rules here.
If there's no vacant spots, gain 1 Queen's Favor.
All right. Yep, that makes sense.
Which gets me a point from the Queen's Favor track. Whoop-dee. But I can trigger one of my farms to get me 3 points. And that's the end of the game for me.
Well, you get 1 action. Don't. Oh no, you. That was your only action, wasn't it? Yeah.
Right. I would have gotten a lot more points if I had actually gotten a turn, because I would have got a tile and filled up a faction thing. An expansion.
Yeah, which is exactly why I had to end the game now.
Yep.
All right, I get to do 1 single action. Yeah, so I got options. So we're gonna do explore. Go here, get myself 1 point. I feel like every point's going to matter here on this.
Mm-hmm.
And, yep, it's a lame planet again. Why is this galaxy full of lame planets?
So
all right, I'm going to get 1 resource. It doesn't matter what it is. Because I'm spending this, and this card as a resource to then play this card, which gets me... I spend 3 resources to get 1 expansion board.
Nice. Yeah, 1 more turn would have got me 13 more points.
Yep. All right. That's that then. I think at this point you convert any unspent resources into Queen's Favor.
Do we? I don't think so.
Yeah, it does. I thought it was, or maybe not.
It could be.
Maybe not. I don't. Maybe not. Let's just go take a look.
Check the full rule. Each player takes 1 additional turn, then proceed to scoring your final 2 points. No, it doesn't say anything about that.
Yeah, no. I think I was just thinking about something else. So, or maybe whoever it was that taught was mistaken.
I mean, that would make sense, but I don't. It would be a nice little thing, but I don't think it's there. Okay, so let's go at end of game.
So,
Filled
filling hive mats and frames.
mats.
I filled my hive mat, so that was 8 points for me.
Yep. I did not.
So that puts me at 24.
And
All right, and then
points on the
all
tiles.
Points on the tiles.
The gold ones are separate. We'll do those in a minute.
Yep.
Just 5 for me.
And that's 8 for me there. All right,
okay,
so
then the carve tile,
Yep.
which gives me 10 more points.
That gets me 20 points there.
Nice. Okay, if you win by exactly 13 points, I'll be annoyed, but I think you might win by more.
All right, then
planted cards. So it's 5 and 6, so 11.
That was 15 points for me. All right, and then next is position on the queen's favor track.
Which gives me 1 point.
Woo, 3! That's the lowest I've ever seen the queen's favor track in this game. Granted, this is only the third time I played and first time 2-player.
You know, every time I play, tend to play this with same people, but like there's one player that every time he plays, he maxes out the queen's favor, so nobody else can do queen's favor.
Yep. All right. Faction ability. I did not activate mine, so I get no points there.
I get 12 from mine. So that gets me up to 55.
All right, and then the hibernation. So I get 5 points for mine.
And I get 7. So 62 to 75. So you did win by exactly 13 points.
Excellent. Well, that just means then that, yeah, if I would have done that, I would have done one action, then you would have done your recall this turn.
Yeah, the next one would have
been...
been...
And then I still would have had the same action, so I would have still had the same amount of points.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, yeah, that's Apiary. We both played it before, but we've never played it... Neither of us, I don't think, have played it with 2 players before.
Nope.
Honestly, I think it works just as well with 2 players as any other player count.
Yeah, I feel like it does do pretty well 2 players.
I think this scales fairly well.
Yeah. I was concerned about the dances having 2 of them, but yeah, that's still, that didn't really seem to be too much of a factor.
And this game doesn't really lengthen too much necessarily with more players, because there's just more chances of people speeding up the hibernation with more players and filling that up faster. I do really enjoy this game.
Yeah, it's a pretty solid game. I've thought about picking it up. It's just I know a couple people who have it, so it's kind of like it's kind of like, is it good enough for, I feel like I need to have my own copy of it, and I almost feel like it is. Because it's kind of like that, for me, that's kind of like there's like that barrier of, does nobody in my friend group have it? Well, then I'll go and get it. If one or, if only one group has it, or does multiple groups have it? And I'm just kind of like,
And I was saying before we started, but for the sake of the listeners, like, one of the things I really feel that's good about this game is there is a lot to it. But because it's worker placement, it's easy to teach because you can just go through each action. And your actual turn is pretty simple as far as either place, take an action, or retrieve. This is the first time I went like farm heavy and actually did well. I usually find the farms a little bit harder. It seems like the obvious choice, but it means you have to retrieve a lot more often. So you kind of lose that turn, but you're getting hopefully getting a lot out of it by farming.
Yeah, I got kind of lucky. I mean, I did like the whole silly, you know what, I'm going to spend my 2 wax, which is like all my starting resources, because otherwise I have like 6 resources because of having 2 wax. So it's kind of like, I mean, I spent all my resources on buying a development instead, which gave me like the 2 expansion boards, which I didn't really use other than just having them. I wound up getting lucky with, you know, the one planted card that I got.
Yep.
And also double dipping with the that there was the honeycomb out there too, the carve, you know, action to take with that as well.
Yeah, and this other thing is like, it's really interesting is once you start getting those 4s, there's so many very valuable things you can do, and it's a really hard choice which one you can do.
Yeah, because like it's kind of like research, especially for me, was good with the 4 because I got to keep 2 of them and plant one of those 2. So it's kind of like, yeah.
And the thing that made it even more complicated for me is like, okay, I want to plant. Well, there's 2 ways I can do that with a 4 because of the exploration one.
Yeah.
And so there's often alternate ways of doing the same thing that can be slightly better than the obvious way.
Yeah, what I really needed was a good alternative source. There we go. Here's a couple of decent planets.
Yeah.
Like, there you go. That's the one I needed.
Yep.
Also, what I needed was, like, there you go. There's the teach one dance and use it twice. That would have been a bad one to have gotten at this point.
Yes.
But I'm trying to remember. I thought there was, I don't know, I felt like there was some, oh, here we go. This is what I need. Yeah, it showed up at the end of the game.
The wax
Income,
center.
gain a wax. That's what I've been needing the entire time.
There's not a whole lot of wax income ones, I don't believe, but
I remember there being a couple.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think I would have done even better if I'd gotten some research generator ones, but they just didn't come up.
Yeah. I was wanting to get this one here. You know, the here you research, you retrieve one, and collect income.
Yeah.
I wanted to get that, but I was just like, I can't get to the 2 pollen, and yeah.
But it's only one income from one.
Yeah, but I mean, thing is, so you're retrieving one
Yeah.
without taking the retrieve action.
Correct. Yeah, so that was just pretty good. Well, I suppose we should wrap it up.
Yep.
I hope everybody watching enjoyed watching and joins us again for more episodes of Tabletop Gaming Guild.